I'm Jenni Carlson here with Kyle Fredrickson. We're in Lawrence, where Oklahoma State has defeated Kansas 44-20. And Kyle, Kansas has been kind of a Bermuda Triangle of sorts for the Cowboys. Some rough games, so the fact that a 24-point victory for Cowboys, pretty good considering their history here. But it was close up until about midway through the second half. And then the Cowboys really got rolling defense, but offense also got going. Big days by Justice Hill, by Jalen McCleskey. What really turned the tide in your mind?
Well, there was a few real key turnovers in this game, some wacky plays, what we've come to expect from this team, an interception, lateraled twice that set up a touchdown, another interception by DeQuinton Osborne, rumbling down to the 1, setting up a score. So I think those second half turnovers were really key because, like you said, OSU didn't lead in this game until about midway late that second quarter. We're in the press box wondering, here we go again, because this is a Kansas team that has enough weapons to hang around with teams late. The Cowboys really able to put this away. But you mentioned the playmakers. I think in a lot of ways OSU is able to extend this victory because of its run game. Justice Hill going over 100 yards for the third time this season. When the Kansas defense took away James Washington, as they did all day, Washington just with one catch, the Cowboys had to lean on their run game, something they couldn't do a year ago, leading to a lot of very close victories. This was a case where they were able to run the ball with Chris Carlson very effectively as well, coming back from that hand injury, able to sort of put this one away. For you, Jenni, I mean, when you think about how the Cowboys responded, especially defensively, is this a good sign moving forward?
Oh, I definitely think so. You know, obviously, you'd love to see the Cowboys come out and dominate from the beginning against a inferior opponent in Kansas. But, you know, I do think halftime OSU got its bearings, really figured some things out, played pretty well defensively. The big plays that they gave up were in position but just didn't quite do their assignments. But I want to get back to the offense because while you saw big days from the run game, I think it's a great point what you say about Carlson and Hill. I think having Chris Carlson back and playing well will help Justice Hill, who just continues to show how impressive he is, but it'll help to take some of those carries away. But one of the big questions I think people may be left with is Mason Rudolph. Sacked a bunch in this game, maybe not as much after halftime, but you had a chance to talk to Rudolph, to talk to Mike Yursich. Are they able to diagnose what happened just yet?
Well, I think part of it was scheme, the way that Kansas was able to drop a lot of defenders into their secondary. Mason Rudolph was taking more time with some of his reads, trying to find those second and third options. I think naturally, if you hold on to that ball longer, you're going to end up getting taken down once or twice. In this case, it was 5 times. Rudolph said, physically he was fine after the game. He was wearing a sleeve on one of his knees, but it was to prevent turf burn, which is something that happens when you get sacked. So clearly, there is some physical, physical part of this that will affect Rudolph moving forward, and it's something the Cowboys are going to have to address as they face defensive fronts with a little bit more talent, a little bit more size than what they saw today. But as of right now, Rudolph seemed happy with it. You know, he's willing to take a few of those sacks if it means not throwing an interception. That's something Mike Yursich appreciates, as the Cowboys move on and are now 1 win away from securing a bowl berth.
All right, and that 1 win could come next week. That's an 11 o'clock kick in Stillwater. It's homecoming, and West Virginia comes to town. Should be a fantastic scene, fantastic game. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.